Question 499. Have you ever been in the proximity of one of your heroes and been too shy to say anything to them?
Yeah, actually, yes. Well, when I was about 18, in a pub, and Matt Letizia was on the table next to me, and I was like, "But do I say something?" Well, no, it's like I was kind of like, "No, leave him alone." He's,
Okay, who is he?
He is a footballer for Southampton Football Club. And he was a sporting hero of mine growing up.
I have to say, I just assumed that.
Yes.
I should have assumed that. Okay, who is it now?
That's still Manda?
It's Manda.
Yeah, it's Manda.
It is Manda.
I can make it be me if you like.
No. Yours is worse than hers. That's the worst thing. It's just we can't tell.
Why don't we let Manda answer the question now, and then she can mute again afterwards?
I blame the trans-dimensional citadel of Rex.
I think we just blame Matt because he's not on the panel.
That's right. I think he's in the chat though.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's always. Of course he's in the chat. I wonder why he's in the chat.
I thought he was attacking things with a chainsaw.
Oh yeah, he was.
I'm muted. He's not. Is he in the chat? I didn't see him.
No,
But,
I saw him at the very start, like 20 minutes before.
Yeah, right at the very start.
He's busy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the question, Dave?
Have you
everything, please?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Proximity of a hero, but too shy to actually say anything.
Not the. I mean, I just can't think of anybody that I've been around. I mean.
Do you have to have been in the same room, or was it just an opportunity to talk to them?
Oh.
I'll go with just an opportunity to talk to them.
Okay.
I made this whole situation really awkward as well. after you, Jim, sorry.
Sorry?
Did you have one, or are you just waving your hand?
I do have one. I actually do. When I've been organising the show that Mero and I are going to be doing, where we're our first up show, we're interviewing Dr. Carl Kruseniski. I've been talking to him on Twitter, and I messaged him, and he said, "I don't really like talking on Twitter. Here's my phone number. Call me." It then took me more than half an hour to get the courage to actually phone the guy, and I got his message back. And then he phoned me back, and I'm like, I think it was a good 5 minutes before we actually had a conversation. And then I was fine. He was awesome, but I was so nervous. So does that count?
No, because you actually talked to him.
Yeah, but I had to. I had no choice.
Okay.
Well, that's the nearest I've got.
I was at a music like a festival, where you go and camp, but not Glastonbury, because Glastonbury is too crowded and it's awful.
You've been to a music festival?
Yes, I've been to several music festivals.
I'm not sure I believe you.
So I was at this music festival, and there was a band that I've rather liked for a while there. This particular music festival, by the way, is one of the reasons I don't go to music festivals anymore. But there was the band I particularly liked, and the sort of the head guy was just strolling through the campsite, and I thought, I'll say hello. And then I saw some other people say hello, and him just looked like, oh, for fuck's sake, another lot. So then I didn't. But I ended up having to walk the same way as him back to my tent. And I'm pretty sure he thought I was stalking him, because I was just walking like exactly the same route as him, about 20 meters behind him, for about 20 minutes to get back to my tent.
This is just what you've created in your head as an excuse for stalking him, isn't it?
No.
Actually, we do have to ask who this was now.
No, you don't.
Are they very famous?
Ask, but he's not going to answer.
No, not super worldwide well known.
It was Hanson. You know that. You know it was.
Or Bieber.
Bieber.
I was
That
going
was
to.
my second choice.
I imagine that Badger is a believer.
I was going to say Chad Kroger from Nickelback.
Ugh.
On a different note, I did meet John St. John once.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who voiced Duke Nukem.
Okay.
I do know what that is. But
He was at a convention I was at, and he did the voice, and it was awesome.
they ruined Duke Nukem.
I can't believe you actually do social things, Badger.
Yeah, I do them, and then I hide for 2 weeks.
Well, could we at least ask which music festival it was then, if you're not going to tell us who bands and who it was?
I can't actually remember the name. It was
Been a good one then.
Have you been to WOMAD?
no. I have been to the Cambridge Folk Festival though, so it might have been that.
I was friends with a folk musician who wasn't that well known in the UK, but quite big in Europe. But he died about 7 or 8 years ago now. But
Well, that took a turn for the down.
yeah, people might be a bit surprised that there's other stuff other than like extreme heavy metal that I listen to. You know, but
We know you have all of Britney's albums.
no, this probably won't come as too much of a surprise to you, David. But I have met Billy Bragg.
I don't know who that is either.
I do. Hey, I know
yeah.
something.
You a footballer too?
No, he is a well-known folk singer and lefty. So
That name
That
does
makes
ring a
sense.
bell. What?
he's a bet.
You realize if Jem Morgan was on this panel, she'd be able to go for half an hour telling us all the famous people she's met.
I know.
I'm
Is
with
it-
Nerdy.
Sorry?
I'm with Nerdy. I have no heroes.
I met the guy who played Admiral Piet as well.
Who?
Okay.
He's a Star Wars character, Dave.
Badger had to go there. See.
Is he the I'm a Trapped guy?
He was not that's Admiral
No,
Akbar.
he was-
He's one of the Imperial admirals who he moves up the ranks by all his superiors being force choked by Vader.
Ah.
I met this guy at a convention, and he was really ill. I think he was midway through a flu, but he was kind of obligated to be there because he said he was going to. So he was there greeting everyone, just like, "Hello, I'm dying."
At 9 o'clock hero says, saw Tony Robinson in Tesco once. The look on his face was defiantly, leave me the fuck alone.
He must
That'd actually be kind of scary.
he must get very tired of people going up to him and saying, "I have a cunning plan."
Yes. I think it's got to be terrible for certain actors that get so associated with one role.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Well,
though
did you ever see the Father Ted episode with Richard Wilson from One Foot in the Grave, and Ted kept going up to him, saying, "I don't believe it," and Richard Wilson just turned around and punched him.
Who's the guy who plays Doc in Back to the Future? What's he called?
Christopher
Emmett
Lloyd.
Brown.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
The story of somebody who met Christopher Lloyd and got him to say "Great Scott," and he said it with like the most dead look on his face. Great Scott. Yeah.
Getting associated with one role's one thing, but with like a one catchphrase or something, it must be even worse.
I was watching an interview with Patrick Stewart, who was doing Waiting for Godot in the theatre. He says people turn up in Starfleet uniforms
Yeah.
to watch it.
I saw someone turn up. They
Did they
filmed
ask him to
themselves.
say, engage?
Yes.
Constantly.
Make it so, or make it so.
I saw someone turn up at. He was coming out of the theatre from a Shakespeare play, and somebody just turned up dressed as a Klingon, wanted an autograph. He just kind of looked at them and go, "No."
Did anyone see that that video of Patrick Stewart saying "Make it so," where someone put it to "Let it snow"?
Yeah,
For Christmas.
make it so. Yeah,
Yeah, that was funny.
Although I think the Ken Hovind one's better.
Which I didn't see that one. What was that one?
Oh, they done Ken Hovind singing "Let It Snow."
Ah, okay.
I'm going to have to Google that after we finished now.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I know obviously I know the song
Dave,
written about
you
it,
haven't
but-
answered the question, Dave.
That's a good point.
I don't have any heroes.
Oh dear.
Oh, I bet that's not true.
I can't think. I mean, the problem is the problem I've got is I won't talk to anyone well known. I mean, I wouldn't go over and talk to Robin Ince. That was last year. But someone made him come over and talk to me, so it doesn't count.
I have done the mom thing.
We'll sort that out at DaveCon.
Well, actually, you know what? The funniest thing is I'm better in a wheelchair because I can be more obnoxious. So if I'm at something in my wheelchair, I can be more obnoxious. And they take pity on me, so it works. It's weird.
You turn into what's his name from One Foot in the Grave when you're in your wheelchair? Do you?
1 Foot in the Grave.
What is his name?
I don't believe it. That's his name.
Richard Wilson.
Are you talking about Little Britain?
No. Oh, I'm just old. Never mind me.
He was on that Merlin TV show, and it was really weird.
That was
Yes,
rubbish, that show.
it
I'm
was.
sorry.
My mum is watching it at the moment.
Joan says,
I
have you... Go on.
I have done the mom
Victor
thing. where
Mallory. That's who I'm thinking of.
Chip! Go on.
One of my kids saw a hero. It was Voltaire, the singer, and it was at Dragon Con. Yeah, Dragon Con, and I pushed her up to see him and kind of pushed her toward the front of the line, and she was embarrassed, but we got some really great photos, and so she's so happy now.
This is the funny thing. I have absolutely no problem doing it on someone else's behalf. You can get the most famous person in the world, and I will butt in and be rude as is necessary to get them to talk to someone else. I have no problem doing that. But I don't like being an imposition on people. Why the hell would they want to talk to me?
Unless it's for somebody else.
Well,
Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to that?
No, it's just it's right up the street for me, so I want to go.
I wasn't going to go because I didn't think there was anything that I would be interested in. I thought it was more for the younger folks. But actually, I found a bunch of stuff I was really interested in. Of course, it also helped that my youngest was there, and she really wanted me to enjoy it. And so she looked through the program looking for things she knew I would like. And we went to the Skeptics track, and I met Matt Dillahunty, and that was really super.
Joan asks me, have I never had any heroes or just since I was an adult? The problem with that question is I can't remember. The problem is, to say I don't have heroes is a bit wrong. There are people I vaguely look up to, but I am very realistic about most people. Actually, there's a question coming up that I wrote yesterday that is relevant to this. They're just people.
I don't know that heroes is the right word. It's people I admire.
But even then, the people I admire, I don't really. Most people have got where they've got by luck. Or
well, not just luck. Sometimes there's a lot of fucking hard work.
Oh, there is, and I mean, it's one of those things I love about Tim Minchin. I think I could say Tim Minchin is someone I look up to.
Tim Minchin
Right.
is awesome.
You're buzzing,
Manda, I think, is that Manda or that's just Manda?
right?
Not me. I can
Tim
make it
Minchin.
happen if you like.
No, shut up, Badger! Do you dare? Right, Tim Minchin is interesting. Okay? And this is one of those things, I will sing the praises of him till the ends of the earth, even if he becomes an arse. Because he studied to become a pop star.
Yeah.
Okay? He wanted to be popular, he wanted to do music, that was his aim, and he didn't just go out and try and be obnoxious and do it, he went through the academic route to do it. He is someone that demonstrates you can do anything through the academic route.
Yeah.
And I love that about him. But no, I mean, I suppose there are people I think that will be a loss to the cause that I would look up to now, right? So, Arn, I think, will be a massive loss when he dies. I don't think Matt will. I think Matt is eminently replaceable. I like Matt. I like Matt a lot, but I think he's eminently replaceable. I don't think there's anything unique about him. He is someone that has worked hard, doing the same thing day in and day out, and has got popular because of it. And again, it's hard work, but it is luck and the time that he was there and the space that was to be filled. It could have been anyone with a similar attitude.
We should call this the Dave Shits on Everyone's Heroes show.
The problem is, I don't know most people's heroes.
I respect Matt, but I'm not a massive fan of his, if you know what I mean. I have a lot of respect for the man, but I don't know. After a while, there's only so much of the fucking Atheist experience I can actually watch.
Oh no, this is the problem. No, that's the show. The problem is, I respect Matt a lot more when I watched him on things like Atheist Edge. I respect Matt more as a person than I do from Atheist Experience. On Atheist Experience, he has to get through people and he's playing a role.
He has to be an ass, basically.
Yeah. And the thing is, as well, after a while, I mean, the conversations get a bit repetitive, and it's just, I can't sort of watch the Atheist Experience much nowadays. I just don't watch it anymore.
Well, that's okay, because Matt Pig's on the other side at the same time.
Yeah. I never watched it live anyway, Dave.
I wouldn't watch it not live.
No,
Yeah.
I only ever watch highlights now. I don't think I've watched a whole Atheist Experience show for a couple of years.
I watch the Atheist Experience as clips, and I watch Talk Heathen live.
I got more out of Talk Heathen.
Talk Heathen's I think Talk Heathen's a better show, in my opinion. So
I think Talk Heathen. No, well, okay. I think Talk Heathen is a better show for the Oh, I've lost it. It's gone. My stick wore off.
9 o'clock hero says, "I go with luck. Lots of people work hard and never get the break." He's right.
Well, this is it.
See, I watch the Atheist.
You don't want to be rooting around down there.
I watch the Atheist Experience as clips for sort of responses to specific arguments where somebody's kind of said that somebody goes on the show and makes a specific argument, and you watch the various different hosts and then Matt Dillahunty a lot come up with responses to that argument. But if I want to watch show live, I will go for the Talk Heathen, because I find the hosts on that tend to be much less combative and much more just kind of.
I've got to step out for a second, guys.
No problem. The problem is you need combative some of the time. I mean, this is one of those things that I constantly get into disagreements with people about you not being a dick to Christians.
Matt put out a video recently where he was just talking about how he frequently gets asked about, can you be absolutely certain about something? Yeah. And he talks about certainty, and I thought that was a really good video.
I thought it was long-winded to get his point across, but I thought his point was very interesting and valid. I feel there are some in our community as a whole that have something very important to say and use far too many words to say it.
That is a point, actually, that I have a comment on.
Go on.
And the comment is as follows.
Go on.
No, the comment is, people often say that Twitter is a bad platform to get your point across, and I tend to reply with, unless you're trying to sort of explain nuclear physics to someone, it's not.
No, if you can't get it across in the amount of space, then you need to break the argument down.
just do if your argument, you know, it's really good practice for talking in a concise and clear way. And if it doesn't fit in one tweet, just do two. And if it doesn't fit in two, your argument might be too long.
But this is the problem, that the people we are arguing with, well, all right, no, that is wrong, completely wrong. People I am arguing with try to give you a question that cannot be answered in one tweet. They try to get the fate of the universe as a question that requires an essay to answer. And when you can't answer it in a tweet, they dismiss your argument. All right? The only way you deal with people like that is you break apart their argument. You break apart their question. Because it's the only way you can debate them. I mean, you have to, Twitter, if you're going to do anything on Twitter, you've got to be able to walk away. If I'm not enjoying an argument, meh. Leave it alone.
That's why
at the
I
end
keep
of the day,
arguing about Star Wars, because I enjoy that.
you don't enjoy the arguments anymore.
No, I don't enjoy it when I do enjoy the argument when I'm on Twitter and I'm just there and I can just like link to Wikipedia and just be like, look. And they go, yeah, but that's Legends, and I go, Legends is the only true canon. But when it comes to when you're trying to discuss a serious topic, you do need to be able to go, right, we're not getting anywhere, we're just angry, we need to stop talking.
I mean, the other thing as well is you don't let people bait you into their thing. You don't need to provide sources. You don't need to provide unbiased opinions. This is Twitter. These are people that believe literally in I'm going to be slightly hyperbolic, but delusions. And they are putting across their opinion and expecting you to give detailed, rational responses to it. Yeah? When it is perfectly reasonable to turn around and say, no, you're wrong. I don't need to justify myself. You're just wrong.
I had somebody on Twitter come after me on about 3 or 4 different threads, and his argument was always the same. It was always third grade. And I said, do you know how to say anything besides third grade?
If people do that on Twitter, Granny, never think that you can't DM some of us and say, can you give me a hand, especially if they're ganging up one.
Or just tag us in.
Because that is often their tactic. They'll call in their friends and gang up, and if you feel like you're being ganged up on, ask to have people on your side, because we'll always...
Yeah, I haven't had that yet. It's usually only been 1 or 2.
I was going to say, if someone says something particularly bad as well, retweet it with a comment of your response. So it starts a new thread, and then we join in. I do like doing that with anti-gay, anti-trans people, because they get piled on, and it's fun. Right.
That's phrasing, by the way. You know, talking about something vaguely sexual, and then they get piled on, and it's fun. Not out there.
You see that tweet response to the thing that and I can't remember which one of the TERFs it was who made that whole thing about trans women in public swimming pools. So
I was watching that.
Yeah, somebody put up a poll about who do you think is more dangerous in public pools, trans women or TERFs? 99% think it's TERFs.
We now get to vote on who's allowed in public spaces. TERFs are banned.
TERFs are banned. Yeah, exactly. Basically, that's what the poll was. Yeah, TERFs are banned. If you want to ban somebody from public space, ban the bigot.
Right. Next question, I think we've beaten that one to death. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.